Hello and welcome to Scale Car Garage. I actually managed to have a catch-up chat with Marek Plachecki, and I hope you remember our first chat. Marek is quite the enthusiast, and I wanted to see what he was up to, how he's been doing, and I thought I would share our chat with you. So without any further ado, please join me as I have a wonderful catch-up chat with Marek Plachecki here at Scale Car Garage. Yeah, well, first of all, thanks for taking the time to just have a chat and catch up, because it's great to see you again.
Well, it's nice to talk to you, John.
No, same here. Well, before we start, na zdrowie, all the best. L'chaim, good health to your health. So,
and to yours.
Thank you. Well, so last time we chatted.
Okay.
So last time you took us around, but have you been working on some stuff since we
Yes.
last chatted?
Yeah. Well, first off, one good way of letting an evening and about 3 weeks go by during COVID is to buy a Tamiya 1/20th kit and spend your several evenings painting and assembling, because their kits are so superb.
Yeah.
That when you build the monocoque and the rear suspension and put everything together, and you're looking at all these little strands of plastic going, this is never going to go together. And then when you get to the last page, you just go click, click, and it all fits. So what I did, I have some favorite cars I wanted to get. And there was a car in the Dundas Valley Hobby Shop I always wanted. I never bought it, and I regretted I never did. So I found it on eBay and bought it from Hong Kong, and they said, free shipping. So I paid like $65 or $70 for the kit, which is a good price. It's a brilliant price it was a second re-release. Because the original Tamiya kits have a lovely drawing on the boxes on white, but the re-releases have a photograph. And so I bought Ginther's Honda, 1965 Honda, and built it over a number of days, and just took my time and went real slow. And now it's joined the other collection.
Oh, nice.
And so it's not bad. Like, I'm happy with it.
That's beautiful.
But yeah, and you know what? I really enjoyed doing it. And so I said, boy, I really had fun doing that. And so my wife, Deb, goes, well, buy a couple more. And I was talking to Peter McGilton, who's a master modeler and does beautiful stuff. And I think I told you he makes his own molds and everything. Yeah. Not like you, John, like good stuff. So I've been watching your mold things, right?
Okay.
Yeah, and I've made myself some dentures. It's fabulous. But anyway, so I started looking around, and I didn't pay more than $80 for each of these kits, which Canadian, which isn't bad.
That's not bad. Okay. No, that's good.
And so then I bought this, which is yet to be built.
Oh, nice. That's a great kit. And you can do, they give you the decals for Villeneuve's version car.
Yeah. And this is an original release because it has the driver. And so the little man is going to get built up.
Nice.
And then still being a Canadian, I hunted around some more, and this was cheap as shit. This was $60 because nobody wants this car because they don't know what it is. So I bought a Wolf.
Nice.
Because it has Canadian flags all over it.
Well, Walter Wolf was Canadian, yeah.
Yes, he was. Probably crooked. I have no idea. I take that back because he's suing me now, or his estate. I don't know. But oil magnet or whatever it was.
He was in the oil business. That's right. Yeah.
So anyway, I bought those two, and they're sitting there, and they will get built, whether it's the summer, whether it's next fall. But they're two kits that I've kind of always wanted, because behind me you can see there's.
There's a Benetton there.
there's a Lotus, and there's another Lotus.
Oh, Lotus, right.
Yeah, and then the Tyrrell was a gift from a guy who now builds airplanes and that didn't like his cars anymore, so he gave me the 1/20th kit, and they're all 1/20th kits by Tamiya.
They're wonderful kits because they're small
They're
enough to fit on a shelf, and they're
Yeah.
large enough you can get some really great detail.
I mean, they make bigger kits, but they're into a couple of $100-$300 a piece. But but these are just perfect for me, and I like them. So then I remember I showed you as I was building, when you interviewed me 7 months ago, I was building the Penelope pit lane stuff.
Right.
So I finished those. There's my Mercedes, pre-war Mercedes.
Nice. Hang on here. You know what? I'm going to go speaker view here. Oh, that's really nice.
And they turned out really well. I'm really pleased with it. The Alfa Romeo.
Oh, this is the Alpha. Yeah. Oh, the wheels are really nice. Oh, look at the grill is fantastic.
Yeah, well, that's just paint.
Oh, just paint. It looks wonderful.
And then like the little. Remember, I was telling you I watered down black paint, and then and the Bugatti.
Oh man.
Now
beautiful.
I think the wheels are a little small, but they run really well, and I'm not going to goof with them.
Well, I was going to say, now that was my next question. Have you run them?
Oh yeah, they run fantastic.
Wow.
They're all. Remember, Art used to sell the BWA motors, and so I have a wall full, still hanging in little plastic bags. So that's what I did. I just switch out the motor for BWA.
Yep.
And these all came with slotted gears.
Did they really?
Yeah, and they came with the wheel sets by Penelope Pit Stop. They're actually they're beautiful wheels.
They're really nice wheels, and you did a really nice job on the drivers as well.
Yeah, I had fun, and then I started getting better at it. So then I've got a slotted Ford GT,
right,
and I have an MRRC Chaparral, and they both run.
Is it a 2F or?
It's the Le Mans version.
The 2F.
I've got both of them.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay.
Yep.
So I needed a P4 that could keep up with them, because the Scalextric ones, I love the Scalextric ones, but they don't quite keep up.
Right.
And so when Ferrari loses, I wanted them to lose closer. So I bought a white kit. Polycar, and I had all the other Ferraris by Scalextric, so I made an imaginary.
Oh, you did your own livery.
My own livery, so it's an Italian flag: red, green, white. Okay,
nice.
Or you could be Irish. I don't know. Depends how drunk you are.
Wow, that looks really good.
So it turned out pretty good. It runs like a rocket, and I put my own tires on the back. And I was really happy with that outcome too. And I didn't want to spray paint, so this was all brush painted.
You brush painted that?
Yeah. And then it has some future on it to give it some shine. And then I thought, you should really get into this deep. And I wanted some pre-war stuff. So I went back to Penelope, and she said, okay, Marek. And I bought the Bentley, I think it's 1930 or 1929 French Grand Prix version.
Oh, now those wheels, wow.
And those are superb wheels.
Yeah.
And that's when I started using, the light sucks kind of. There, turns my face red.
They're perfect right there. Yeah, perfect. Oh, that's a perfect shot.
so,
Oh,
so I started to play around with the crease and the line stuff that you can get from Tamiya.
so you were going in, yes, to get the panel
So
gaps. Yeah.
so the panel liner.
Oh,
So I
hang on.
started.
Let me just get it. Hold it right there. Let me just get a zoom. Oh, yeah, that makes such a difference. And the
So I start.
louver, you did that in the louvers as well.
Yeah. So I had some fun there, and these take a long, and these are hand painted. I didn't
So they're
spray
brush
them.
painted as well.
Yeah.
Which, you know
So
what? I'm sorry to interrupt, but that's actually closer to what the real cars were anyway.
bingo, because this is a hand painted car, okay?
Yeah.
Because it had no paint on it. And I wanted to look like metal. And this was a poorly painted car because it's French and the company was probably on strike. So because that's what they did.
Yep.
We are about to win the Grand Prix, so we will go on strike. You want a cigarette, little boy? But and then and then and then I figured, oh, I might as well finish it off with something American. So here's
Oh,
the
wait. Okay, hang on. Let me just get it. No, go for it. Yeah, let me just get you in there.
Jones Stutz special from Indianapolis.
Indianapolis.
Yes. And
And that was the great thing about Indy, because when you crashed, you killed two people at once.
That's right. And this car finished 10th at Indianapolis the year it raced, 1929, 1930. It was a Stutz with the fenders taken off and absolutely no other modifications.
So it was a stock Stutz.
Yes. And so again, you can really see the playing with the.
Did those decals come with the kit?
Yes.
Wow, that looks good.
And you really have to. You're really playing to make sure that everything works, and you're softening the decals, and you're putting Solvaset on them. But the Tamiya paints are fantastic. Like, I have so much fun with them. And yeah, you're right. You finish it and it looks good, and then you throw, either a clear coat or some future on it, and it looks amazing. Like, it looks almost too shiny, but the drivers are all. I had a lot of fun doing those, and those are all over the winter COVID projects.
So and you've been driving them around your track, and
they all run fabulous.
Wow.
Like, again, it had the lower RPM motor.
Oh, yeah.
And that's one from Pendle, one of their motors. But
and that makes it even more fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, just because these cars weren't fast, but they run well. And this uses a large can from Pendle.
Oh, right. Okay, like an S can, yeah.
Yeah. And they turn out just fine. And if you adjust the front, and you can move the guide back so it's not showing in front of the car, and you can dip it down and adjust it as you're building a little chassis. I'm not a great solder person, so if I'm building up a chassis like this, I like it. It works for me, and they're a blast.
But also, you've got almost like a class unto itself with the same type of chassis.
Well, I have, and I won't go out of picture here, but I have a Bugatti by Pink Car, where I put a new guide on it and detailed it a little bit and painted it dark blue, and it matches these two gentlemen's cars. And so these whole 1930s stuff is racing, and then I have the pre-war stuff. I have a whole lineup of pre-war Mercedes and Auto Unions. Awesome. And so you can just, the Mercedes are fun. You drive those for about half an hour, and suddenly you're talking like this. You have to, Argentina. The car is running very well, Englishman. What is that called? ERA? Not a car. But it's but the Alphas were beautiful. I mean, let's face it, the Alphas were beautiful.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
but but budgets were so limited. So whereas the German cars with the government at the time, and
Well, yeah, because they were doing their R&D for airplanes using race cars.
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that's right. Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, it wasn't until almost the 1970s that we had Grand Prix cars that could go that quick.
Yeah, that's about right.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
I
because
mean,
yeah, with the 1.5, yeah, you're right.
because they were certainly not stable, but they were fast. But I even have the Carrera streamliners, the two streamliners that they put out.
Yeah,
Yeah, just so you have the whole
yeah, because they did a Mercedes and an auto union, right?
yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, so we know what you've been up to this past little while. Those are quite the projects.
Yeah, kept me going. It was really important post um, cardiac issue,
Right. Yeah.
and
No, no,
and and it kept you sharp. So plus, I haven't posted them anywhere on the blog yet or anything, but I'll get around to it. And then you do a little research, and then you end up, you know, I got a fabulous book. It was a Christmas gift from my wife. It's about this thick. It's the Shark Nose Ferrari, every version, every photograph.
now you have you read the book?
I haven't read it. I've just looked at the pictures and touched it and prayed to it. So
That sounds like us in our teens.
I worship this book. I
Because
mean, Bernard Caillet's original 2 volumes that I have, that was a book that, I take down every once in a while and go, oh,
well, the reason I ask is because I was under the impression that Ferrari destroyed all of the 156 sharp
they did.
noses. Yeah,
They did. And now there's, I think, 2 replicas that have been.
yes, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, because and the lore was that because he was so upset with Phil Hill leaving, or I can't remember what it was, but he didn't.
Well, he lost his engine designer. He lost all kinds of people.
Oh, that's right. That was ATS, right?
That's right, ATS, which was absolutely useless, but that's another story. But
Right.
but it was but this book is like, it's huge, it's fantastic, and it's got millions of photographs just for reference. But I mean, that's one of those books that eventually somebody's going to get them, my son or somebody, but that's fine. I just get to keep them as I pass through here, and I've got my new auto course. It arrived, and I saved $3.45 because I pre-ordered it. Thank you, Amazon. You little slaves in the warehouse. Like the fulfillment center in Ottawa. Yeah, okay. Yeah. You mean the prison that you run there? Where
Now,
minimum
careful.
wage.
I was in that business, so.
I feel so bad for the folks in the warehouse, But anyway, what do you mean I have to pee in a bottle, boss? You know. But yeah, those are my projects, and I'm sure I could have come up. I mean, there's been a couple of other little things, like I had an auto union, and I decided that Grand Prix car, and it was running on an old Scuttler chassis, and it was a Revell kit in 1/32 scale. So what I did was I just took the body off, and I put the Scuttler chassis away for now, for posterity's sake, and eventually it'll get used in something really old.
Right.
And I built it on a Penelope pit lane chassis, and it keeps up with these guys. And so there's a whole.
Oh, so you've got a nice group of cars that can run against each other.
Exactly. That's the point, because eventually when we get back to racing in person, what we do is usually the guys will show up with 3 of something, and so we'll have like 3 slotted cars or 3 whatever, and we'll race a class that way and have some fun.
Nice. Now, have
Yeah.
you been keeping in touch with the guys that you usually race with, or?
Yeah, and they've all told me to bug out and leave them alone. So, yeah, they're nice people.
Have they been building as well, sort of try and keep up with?
Yeah,
what you're doing?
yeah. Peter McGilton, who also builds guitars and racetracks, just amazing stuff. But anyway, he's done a lot of little stuff, and he was kind of like, all right, if McGee has built it, I better build something. Like, he was popping out cars left and right. He's done a whole bunch. Like, he'll do more cars in 1 week than I do in one winter, like, and he'll make these little chassis that he finds stuff for. And
Cool.
so he's done all kinds of stuff. So eventually when we get together, it'll be like a picture fest, and then we'll be running this stuff. And
Very cool. Now, have you picked up any vintage stuff as well, or have you just been working on
nothing new vintage.
nothing new vintage? That's hilarious.
But I've got my eye on a couple of things.
Oh, what are you looking at? What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the C100 series or whatever. I'm looking at a couple of Grand Prix cars there on what's his name, Phil Smith or whatever, slot car.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm looking at a couple of cars there, and I'm tempted to get them and play with them and fix them up a little bit. But I haven't added anything from that because I kind of threw the money at the 1/20th kits. But spring is coming, so some of those purchases will slow down.
Right.
But I have really looked at and have been very tempted by an original Scalextric or the original re-release of the Bentley, Le Mans Bentley by Scalextric. And they also
the
have
blower Bentley, that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, actually, blower Bentleys never won Le Mans. They were
Oh,
always.
that's true. I'm so sorry. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
And then the Alfa Romeos that also won, but they're all going at about around 80, 90 pounds. So I'm going,
yeah.
You're getting something you're really going to have to work on and detail a little bit. Is it really worth it?
Right. Wow. And have you picked up any sort of scenery or anything for your track, or?
I'm just looking around. No, I haven't changed anything. Oh, my little green alien.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm not sure where it came from, but he because he realized that Peter McGilton was making guitars and stuff, he actually made a guitar and put on a concert, the little alien, and he's standing on top of the hotel now holding his guitar. It's a Nosbig. A Nosbig guitar.
A Nosbig.
Yes. Think hard.
Yeah.
Gibson. No.
Oh, a Gibson.
If I had to explain it, it's not that funny. Okay. But anyway, we actually, Peter Alves commented about the guitars somehow, and we got off on a stream, and then next thing you know, my little guy is playing the guitar, and we posted it back and forth, and we had a chuckle. And yeah, awesome. We keep up. We phone each other every couple of weeks, and we do FaceTime like this. Only it's much more enjoyable. And then we what are you going to do? I mean, poor Stuart. Like, he's got a little test track, and he goes, I've been working on this car for the Quebec proxy, and he says, I've only worked at it for like, I don't know, 4 months, and it's still not finished. You know how you kind of slow right down. You don't want to. Right. Exactly. Like this. Most people think this is just a shot of scotch, right?
Yeah.
But it's actually.
It's actually disinfectant.
It's Lysol.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The original high strength stuff. I apologize to my right-wing leaning American friends.
Well, you're obviously you're having and are in good spirits.
I saw you.
Uh-oh.
on a website call with Greg Dobb.
Oh yeah, the worldwide slot car chat. You should join us. It's a hoot.
Oh yeah, sure. Sure. It's like watching a senior's home with a cribbage tournament.
Yeah, I know.
I only mean that.
I didn't get my pudding. I
Um,
didn't get my pudding.
Where's my cream corn?
Those
I
guys
wouldn't
are.
have anything. I don't know if I could add anything. They all
Oh
seem.
well, you know what? That honestly, those guys are so fun, and it literally is from around the world. We have guys from
Yeah, I
Australia,
know. I saw that.
Wales, and you know what? If you watch the last one, one of the comments was somebody said, you know, I can't imagine us if we're all, one day if we're all in the same room with alcohol, it's going to be like out of control.
Oh yeah, I could see that happening, but I've never gotten an invitation, so that's okay.
You don't need an invitation. You just show up.
I don't know how to sign in. I'll figure it
Okay,
out.
you know what? I will send you the information, and you come and join us, please.
And then I was watching stuff by, well, I watched today, and Dave Kennedy was talking about SCX and the special edition
Right.
cars.
Yeah, isn't that? Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
And I'm going, you know, that Audi that you're talking about, when the first one arrived at Ernie's shop, I took it and wrote a review on my
That's right.
blog.
It was your review, wasn't it?
Way back on in way back when I was really active with the blog, and Ernie gave me the kit and said write the review, and I did.
Yeah.
And you know, and I liked the car, and it's a very fast car. If you put an NSR motor in it instead of the long can SCX, if you put the different pod in with an NSR motor, it's just as fast and handles just as well as any of the slotted cars set up right. Yeah, it's really a good car.
Wow. Holy cow. Oh, see, you made notes like, oh my gosh, I'm in trouble here. You actually documented stuff.
No, I was just looking at stuff that was suggested to me by other people, and so I've written stuff down. Well, if you really like music and sort of a mixture of jazz
Yeah.
and Motown and funk and the Black Pumas.
The Black Pumas.
Yes, I suggest that.
Okay.
They're
Are these people that you know, or?
No, they're a group that my son suggested to me, and they're fantastic. They actually played at Biden's inauguration. They're
Oh.
fabulous. It's kind of jazz, kind of not, kind of Motown, kind of not, kind of funk, kind of not. It's intelligent music.
Wow. Okay, we
Yeah.
got to check them out. Okay.
Yeah, you
Cool,
can cut
cool,
this
cool.
out. but they are good. No, I just wrote down a couple of things, but that I found interesting.
Very cool. So, I mean, apart from the stuff around the house that you've got planned for the spring, have you got any slot car projects planned?
Yeah, I might order a couple of. I don't know why, but I'm fascinated. The Penelope
Pit
kids,
lane.
pit lane still has. They have the Brooklands racers. They have Babs, and they have.
Yeah.
They have 3 of those, and I'm really tempted to build those up because you can paint them really ratty, you know. But they're just tempting. I don't know why, but they are. And because
because Brooklands was like the first oval.
yeah, and when you look at it, you go, it was rough as hell to begin with, and these guys were whipping around, and the cars were like bouncing through.
Oh, they were literally taking. Yeah, they were grabbing air. Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, and then of course there's the James May special about the Toy Story special where they
put a real slot
electric
track
around
yeah.
what was left of it through people's front lawns. And
my favorite was when it started to basically warp because it was in the sun.
Yeah, and then they had to go across the pond or whatever and float it. I like James May because his voice puts me to sleep. He's so calm. He's like Mr. Excitement to me.
But he's also such a keener when it comes to slot cars.
He's a keener when it comes to model kits and trains.
Yeah,
Like
and slot cars. Yeah, well, he has a whole train layout, I think, in his home. Yeah.
when I watched him, and I watched him take 3 episodes of their car blog that the three of them do, and I watched him take 3 episodes of rebuilding the one guy's old Hornby electric train engine.
Right.
And so, if you will sit and watch a man rebuild an electric train engine, you have no life. And I was totally fascinated. You know. And he did have a series called The Reassembler.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, you can find it on YouTube.
Okay, I gotta check it out. I didn't realize
And
it.
he put together an old British lawnmower, rebuilt it, and a little tiny motorcycle, and a record player, and an electric mixer, and something else. Anyway, he just took them apart and put them back together again. And while he does it, he's just by himself talking. You know, it's great stuff. Late at
Wow.
night, you know, he'll just be putting the tone arm on the changer, and it's great stuff.
That's cool. Yeah, because I love watching it, the Toy Story stuff. It was fantastic.
Well, he has a really good Netflix series, I think. I don't know if you've seen it, where he travels across Japan.
Yes. Yeah, I did see
Oh,
that.
it's fabulous.
Yeah, that was good. That was
My
very
best scene is when he's with the monk in the forest, in the hot tub, naked, and with the towel on his head, and he's getting really, really nervous. And I thought, yeah, no, but it was fabulous picture of Japan.
Yeah.
I
No,
loved it.
yeah, it was
A
really well
good
done.
series.
Yeah, very.
And now
very
he's
cool.
got some cooking show that he does out of his bunker.
Oh, he's got a cooking show?
Yeah, I'll have to check that out too.
Because didn't he open a pub or something? Or
He has opened a pub, yeah.
yeah, that was the other thing. Right.
These are all things sometime when we can travel in the future, that I would love to eventually get to Britain. And, oh, Deb, I know you want to see the Queen in Buckingham Palace, but I was thinking of a trip up the road to Pendleslot.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And don't
What?
forget, and,
You know?
well, even if you go into London, you got to check out Hamley's if you haven't.
Yeah, like it's just silly stuff, but and I'll probably never get out of the first place where they distill Scotch in Scotland. I'll never leave. You go ahead. You go that way. I'm okay. They'll take care of me. If you come back and I'm wearing a kilt, it's all right.
It's all right.
Because the Poles are the Scots of the East.
Exactly. Yeah. If you can't make a musical instrument out of it, I mean.
That's right. I mean, we invented copper wire with the Scotsman wrestling over a penny. So, we're both frugal. We don't deep fry Mars bars, though. We have not.
Yeah, there are limits.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool. Well, you look great, my friend.
Well, thank you. I feel good, and you can see that the productivity is back. I mean, 3 of these were pre, but the rest were after, and they were fun to do.
Wow.
And
Now I have to ask, on the 1/20th scale stuff, are you tempted to make them into slot cars?
well, it's tempting, but they're way too big, sort of. Yeah, it's tempting, but I can't ruin them because they're so beautifully done.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if I ever wanted to really waste my time, I would hunt up. Tamiya made 3 1/24th scale slot cars,
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
even though I could never find.
Well, didn't they reissue the bodies?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so if I bought the 3 bodies, I could probably have a little fun with that.
Yeah. What was it? It was a Lola T70,
Yes.
a Lotus 30 or 40.
I think, yeah. I'm not
And then there
sure.
was like, oh, what the heck was the other? Oh, the third one I can't. Was it the Di Tommaso body?
I don't know. I can't remember right now.
Yeah. Okay, but at least I remember those two. And then in 1/32nd scale, they did a Ferrari and the Lotus 30 or 40.
Yeah, I've got a Strombecker Lotus 30. And then I built up a Lotus 30 from an old Hawk kit and modified the back end a little bit to look like a Lotus 40.
The Hawk kit is really quite nice.
It is. Yeah, and I'm not sure who was more accurate to scale, whether it was Hawk and shape or whether it was Strombecker. But I have both of them.
Well, because Super Shells also made one, didn't they?
They may have.
Yeah, I thought so. It was either a Lotus 30 or a Lotus 40. I thought it was a Lotus 30 maybe.
Well, again, Pendle offered a whole bunch of slot cars with Super Shell bodies, remember? And they were mounting them on, I think the chassis was I don't know what they put them on. Was it a polycar chassis?
I can't remember, but yeah, I remember that they had.
I think they sold out like crazy.
Yeah, because a lot of people just wanted the body because those bodies are actually pretty scale accurate.
Yeah. Well, I've got a lot of old MRRC stuff like what do I have over there? A Honda and a BRM and whatever they were making in way back then. But I bought a Cooper.
Right.
Anyway, I bought those bodies originally, a Ferrari Shark Nose.
Right.
So all those original bodies that were kind of, but I had a lot of fun with them. And
Now, have you been driving your track for fun and like testing your cars and stuff? Yeah.
Yeah. And I do like a 10-lap sprint and I run it like a rally. Oh, look, I beat my left hand again.
Well, that's awesome. Now, I think is it Slot Forum that has the 1 mile challenge?
Oh, yeah, they might.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, because I was tempted to try it, but I might. I was wondering if you were tempted to try that.
I saw it, I watched it, and I went, and I'm still. Yeah, you're right. It's either Slot Forum or Home Race. I don't know. One of them.
I think it's Slot Forum. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm tempted. I'm very tempted.
Yeah, because how many laps? Have you figured out how many laps you'd have to do?
About 35,000. 65 feet into 5,000.
Yeah. Oh, well, you'd have to probably do around between 70 and 80 laps, something like that. Because I've got our track is 55 feet, and I think I have to do 96 laps. I think.
So what you're doing is a real mile, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, we're doing the math now. I shouldn't have asked. I should not have asked the scholar.
No, I'm not going to do it because I can't find my damn calculator. I got rid of it somewhere out of the way. Oh, there's my granddaughter. I have sugar.
I feel like I'm in the principal's office.
You are. Quiet. Spoke when you're spoken to. Never mind.
I used to bribe my principals.
Did you?
Oh gosh, yeah.
I was easily bribed. I mean, a hamburger.
That's awesome. Well, listen, man, I got to tell you, you're looking great. I'm so glad that we spent a little bit of time together to catch up. And your projects look fabulous.
Thank you. Don't put any of this on the internet.
Sorry, you signed the release.
Or I will disavow any of this. And I'll simply say that it was one of those fake videos where you took my head.
Yeah, it's called a deep fake.
Deep fake, and stuck it on Tom Cruise's body. And there I was.
All I did was take a whole bunch of Captain Highliner videos and put you.
And to end on a real sad note, I really enjoyed the little captain that they had on the Captain Highliner fish sticks, okay? Because he was an old guy and he had white hair and he had that captain's hat on. And now they've made him this handsome Toronto model guy, what the heck was that?
I don't think he's ever touched a fish stick.
Exactly. Yeah. But the most fish thing he's eaten is sushi, and that just doesn't cut it with me.
Yeah, exactly.
It
Exactly.
just really spoiled the whole image for me.
All right, man. Well, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again for catching up.
Take it easy. It was fun. Great fun.
Same here. Bye-bye.
Good night.
I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe.